The Whistle of Sandy McGraw. You may talk of your lutes and your dulcimers fine, and your harps and your tabors and cymbals and all, but out in the trenches just give me for mine the wee penny whistle of Sandy McGraw. Oh, it's Sandy, my lad, would you lit us a tune? And Sandy is willing and trilling like mad, and so silvery sweet that we all throng around, and some of it's gay, but the maist of it's sad. Just the wee simple airs that sink into your heart and grip your wee love wi' a longing for hame, and you glow like an owl till you're feeling and stir to a tear, and then you blink wi' a feeling of shame. For he pipes of the heather, and here in the dirt you sit and you think of a land was sae braw, and he makes you forget all your harm and your hurt, for he pipes like a laverick, the Sandy McGraw. At Ypres, I mind me when rank upon rank we rose from the trenches and swept like a gale, till the rapid fire guns got us, fell on the flank, and the murdering bullets come swishing like hail, till then that was left of us faltered and broke, and it seemed for a moment a panicky rout, when shrill valiant voice of a whistle piped out, "The Campbells are coming." Then into the fray we bounded with bayonets reeking and raw, and oh, we fair revelled in glory that day, just thanks to the whistle of Sandy McGraw. At Lewes, it was after a cumbersome fout, on the field of the slain I was crawling about, and the rockets were burning red holes in the night, and the guns was viciously thundering out, when sudden I heard a bit sound like a sigh, and there in a crump hole a kiltie I saw. "What ails you, my lad? Are you wounded?" says I. "Och, I lost me wee whistle," says Sandy McGraw. "'Twas out by yon bin when we pressed the attack, and it draped from me pooch, and between now and dawn there isn't much time, so I'm just crawling back." "Och, you daft man," I tells him. But Sandy was gone. Well, I waited a wee, then I crawled out myself, and the big stuff was goring and roaring around, and I seemed to be under the oxter of hell, and creation was cracking to bits by the sound. And I says in my mind, "Gang you back, you old fool," when I thrilled to a note that was saucy and small. And there in a crater, collected and cool, with his wee penny whistle, was Sandy McGraw. Aye, there he was playing, as gleg as could be, and listening hard was a speckled old Boche. And Sandy turned around and he nodded to me and he says, "Dinna blab on me, Sergeant McTosh. The old chap is dying. He likes me to play. It's making him happy. Just see his eyes shine." And calmly and cool in the heart of the fray, wee Sandy was playing The Watch on the Rhine. The last scene of all, 'twas the day that we took that bit of black ruin they called La Basselle. It seemed the hale hillside just shivered and shook, and the red skies were roaring and spewing out shell, and the sergeants were cursing to keep us in hand, and hard on the leash we were straining like dugs, and upward we shot at the word of command, and the bullets were dinging their songs in our lugs, and onward we swept with a yell and a cheer, and all mid the battle, confusion and din, it seemed that the Boches' first trenches were near, and it seemed just the safest bit hole to be in, so we tumbled down and the Boches were there, and they flung up their hands and they yelled "Kamerad," and I marched off with 10 with their palms in the air, and my I was proud like, and my I was glad, and I thought, if my lassie could see me just then. And sudden I sobered at something I saw. I stopped and I stared and I halted my men, for there on a stretcher was Sandy McGraw. And he looked in my face just as game as you please. "Oh, you ken how I hate to be working," says he. "Well, now I can play in the streets for bawbees with baith of my legs taken off at the knees." And although I could see he was racking with pain, he reached for his whistle and he started to play. And pensively sweet was the mellow refrain, "The flowers of the forest are a weed away." And then suddenly stopped. Man, was it nae grand. "How we take her them trenches?" He shaken his head. "I'll nae play nae more." Feebly doon frae his hand, slipped the wee penny whistle, and Sandy was dead. And so you can talk of your Steinways and Strads, of your wonderful organs and brasses so braw, but out in the trenches just give me, my lads, the wee penny whistle of Sandy McGraw.